That's why the emotion is bubbling up inside of me. It's an amazing, powerful group.
Introduced yesterday in Durham. You're listening to NCN Sports.
Did you know Atlantic hurricane season runs through November? From gathering necessary supplies to planning an evacuation route, now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. And if a storm damages our electric system, local public power providers are ready to respond and restore power quickly and safely. As a public power customer, you benefit from having an electricity provider that restores power faster than other providers do. Visit electricities.com for storm preparation tips and resources.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, you're more than a policy, you're family. With offices in every county, we're close by when it matters most. Our local agents customize coverage to fit your life. And our award-winning claims team delivers fast, quality repairs. It's no surprise Forbes ranked us the #1 auto insurer in America. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
Following its win over NC State, Duke facing Syracuse at the JMA Wireless Dome on Saturday. The Orange will be without their injured starting quarterback. Ricky Collins will get the start. Duke coach Manny Diaz says the Orange will adapt.
We don't expect there to be any sense of drop-off no matter who they have a quarterback, because everybody thought they would have dropped off when Cal McCord left the program. And like I said, they dropped 3 spots in the national rankings, so they know what they're doing throwing the football.
Atlanta Braves winning their 10th straight last night with a 3-2 win over the Washington Nationals. Orioles beat the Tampa Bay Rays 6-0. Cleveland Indians have pulled even with the Detroit Tigers in that tight American League Central race. The Guardians winning last night 5-2. Red Sox beat the Blue Jays 4-1. Athletics over Houston by a 5-1 margin. Cardinals beat the Giants 9-8. Tony Rixby, NCN Sports.
Sometimes you just want to say,
Titans, lay down!
Do you have somewhere to be? I've traveled all across the fabric of space-time.
97.3 FM and 990 AM. WEEB. We've got you by the ears.
Garage door broken? If it is, your home is not as safe as it could be. Call Superior Overhead Doors today. Whether you need repairs or full replacement, you can count on us. With over 20 years of experience, no job is too big. Active duty military receive $20 off repairs and $50 off installation. So call Superior Overhead Doors today at 910-992-6227 or visit us online at superioroverheaddoorsllc.com for a free estimate.
Mace Electric Company in Seven Lakes has been providing quality commercial and residential electrical service in the Sandhills for over 40 years. From bad switches to home surge protection, Mace Electric Company can handle any commercial or residential electrical repair. Unlimited license, locally owned and operated. Call Kenny and Gail Mace at Mace Electric Company in Seven Lakes, 910-673-0093. 910-673-0093.
Is your land lost under a jungle of brush and overgrowth? Call the pros at Tar Heel Brush Mulching. With over 20 years of experience in land management, we turn wild, unusable land into clean, manageable space fast, affordable, and done right the first time. Whether it's for farming, hunting, or just reclaiming land, our high-powered mulchers and brush cutters chew through the roughest terrain. Trust the team that knows land management and has the gear to master it. For a free estimate, call veteran-owned Tar Heel Brush Mulching at 910-638-8318.
Is your Medicare supplement going up again? Do you wonder if it's still worth it? What about Medicare Advantage? Could it be the solution? Hi, this is local insurance agent Phyllis Owens, and I do it all, Medicare supplements and Advantage plans. Each has strengths and weaknesses. Neither is appropriate for everybody. Both are valid approaches that should be considered. Would you like to get the facts for a no-cost, no-pressure, and very helpful appointment? Call our office at 910-684-8814.
Looking for a dealership that truly puts you first? Visit Pinehurst Toyota Hyundai, where your satisfaction is our top priority. Whether you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, or your current car just needs a little TLC, we've got you covered with the Pinehurst Advantage Plan. you'll get 24/7 roadside assistance. That's 5 years of unlimited coverage, including towing, battery jump starts, and flat tire changes. Plus, with any major service, enjoy a complimentary loaner car so you're never left stranded. With our 100% customer satisfaction guarantee, if you're not completely satisfied within 72 hours of purchasing your new or pre-owned vehicle, just bring it back. It's no wonder for the 3rd year in a row, we've been voted Best of the Pines in 2024 for Best Dealership Service Department. Ready to experience the Pinehurst difference? Visit us online at pinehursttoyota.com or pinehursthyundaionline.com. Call us at 910-692-2424. Pinehurst Toyota Hyundai, where quality meets customer care.
Don't miss Taking Aim, presented by the Marketplace Restaurant and Catering, every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. with your hosts David Hensley and Steve Woodward. Listen to them expose hypocrisy, deception, and woke agendas in government and education at the federal, state, and local levels. Join David and Steve as they call on conservatives to stand up in the bold new era of MAGA dominance under Donald Trump 2.0. Listen to Taking Aim Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on WEEB.
If there was a better way for financial planning, when would you want to know? Hi, I'm Roger Harris, host of White Horse Financial Solutions, which airs Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. and Sundays from 1 to 2 p.m. Tune in to learn how we can help you optimize your assets while eliminating losses, create better retirement plans with more paychecks, more playchecks, and a tax-efficient legacy. That's White Horse Financial Solutions every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. and then on Sundays from 1 to 2 p.m. You can reach us online at whitehorse-financial.com or call 910-339-2625.
With me now is retired Air Force Colonel Andy Orander. Of course, Andy, you've had some recent pain. Tell us about that as well as what you decided to do about it.
Yeah, I had some issues with my L5 and S1 joint, walking around like Walter Brennan, in a lot of pain. And I went to a chiropractor. It was Dr. Wright at Pinecone, and she did this thing called pressure wave, and I highly recommend that to everybody.
Was it easier than you thought, or was it a painful experience?
It was non-painful, non-invasive. It's something I never really knew about.
And did it work, and or would you gladly recommend it?
Absolutely, 100% it worked. I'd never heard of it before, and I recommend it to everybody I meet who have any kind of pain, arthritis.
If you're suffering from pain, why not schedule a free, no-obligation appointment with Dr. Sharon Wright at Pinecone Medical Center? Call 910-420-1911 or visit on the web at pineconemedicalcenter.com.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
This is Steve Woodward teeing off. Environmental warriors have grown weary of trying to persuade us that we must do as they say in their haste to save the planet. They are resorting to a grimly invasive initiative, forcing everyone to drink and eat out of reusable containers made of washable synthetic components. But enviromaniacs worry that compliance rates are too low, so they've devised a more stringent approach: ransom. In England, a popular tourist destination adds a nearly $3 deposit to hot beverage purchases served in polypropylene cups. Those who fail to return cups to a collection site within 1 week forfeit the deposit. If a business prides itself in skimming money off its customers, should it not soon be out of business? Closer to home, at Boston University, tyrants impose fines on those who request disposable containers and cups when visiting various on-campus dining spots. $2.50 for a plate or bowl, $1 for a paper cup. But guilt-ridden folks who welcome reusables, beware. Return these within 5 days, or Enviro overlords will deduct $8 from campus dining cards. Take that. I'm Steve Woodward, resoundingly teed off.
We are tracking our next cold front that this afternoon is in the mid-Mississippi Valley. For us, it'll be over us for Thursday night and into Friday. With that, this threat for some strong to maybe even severe storms. It's hot today. It's a little bit more humid. I think you'll notice the difference. Upper 80s to low 90s for the highs. An isolated evening storm tonight with mid-60s to low 70s. A chance for storms for your Thursday. It's a level 1 risk for severe weather. Damaging wind gusts can't be ruled out with upper 80s to low 90s for the highs. I'm Mike Mays in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
And now back to our regularly scheduled program.
Wake up!
You need to wake yourself up.
Wake yourself up!
Today is Wednesday.
Oh, it is Wednesday? So, what are we doing today?
We are gonna have so much fun.
Oh, fun is so fun!
That's what this show is all about.
Great!
Can't wait to hear it.
Yo, DJ, drop that beat.
Showtime.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with Stephen Woodward this morning. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, LeaderMan. Good morning, everybody, on this wistful Wednesday in the Sandhills.
Don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on our live audio and video streams. That's coming at you from our website at talk973.com or talk1041.com or WEEB990.com. Upper right-hand corner of every page has an icon that says On the Air, Listen Live. Click that once you're listening that quick. If you want our audio and video together, well, you can get that too. Same page, just go to the middle where it says Watch Live Video and Replays. Click that, and you're watching that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills area. Well, got another hot one on tap for you today before we chase this summer-like weather out of here. Sunny today with a high of 92. Tonight, partly cloudy, 69. Thursday, we bump it to a 30% chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Otherwise, sunny and 92. For Friday, let's see, 70% chance of getting wet, mostly cloudy otherwise, and high of 85. For Saturday, over the weekend, showers and thunderstorms likely, a high of 78. And Sunday, as this front comes on through, look for a chance of showers and thunderstorms, 50-50 shot of getting wet with a high of 80. Right now around the Sandhills, winds are calm, pressure is 30.08, dew point 69, humidity 99%. It is sunny and 69 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. In sync Bye. It is 7:34 past the hour on this Wednesday hump day. Glad you made us a part of that. Of course, you all know about hump day, don't you? Yeah.
Oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We get it. We get it. It's Wednesday. Enough. And you too.
Ronnie.
Okay.
Wow. That sounded rather violent.
Well, some things are.
I guess so.
All right, well, let's dive into our. Let's get this out of the way. I got it down here too. I want to get this. Come on, buddy. Let's get up here. All right, here we go. An emotional Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, Lord.
Returned to late night last night on some ABC stations, not the one that some of the major groups owned. After his show was pulled last Wednesday, here were some of the opening comments on the controversy from last night.
I've been hearing a lot about what I need to say and do tonight, and the truth is, I don't think what I have to say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I have no illusions about changing anyone's mind. But I do want to make something clear because it's important to me as a human, and that is you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I don't think there's anything funny about it. I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion, and I meant it, and I still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual. I don't think the murderer who shot Charlie Kirk represents anyone. This was a sick person who believed violence was a solution, and it isn't, ever.
Yeah, he started crying when he started thinking about that $17 million salary that almost went bye.
That is one of the more pathetic attempts to undo the damage that he intentionally brought onto himself and to his network. Ridiculous. Of course he knew
he never would have said that at all had he not been snatched off the air.
Of course not. And he knew exactly what he meant when he said, when he lied about the affiliation of the assassin with the MAGA movement. There was never any evidence of that whatsoever. In fact, a lot to the contrary. And as for the fake tears, nice try, Jimmy. And I still didn't watch your show.
I didn't either.
For the I don't know what my streak is, but it's a good 20 years in running.
Yeah.
So. And there were 66 TV markets where people were spared his blather and his fake tears last night. So
I think that was just with one network owners. The other network owner took about 30 more with him.
So there you go, close to 100 then. That's good. Yeah. I hope they stay the course, too.
Well, like we told you yesterday, his ratings were, at the beginning of the year, a 0.7. As of last night, his ratings were 0.13. That says he's pretty much alienated his whole audience. The only ones that watch him are his little pundits that think like he does in a screwed up manner where is always the left is right, the right is wrong, and anything bad is Trump's fault. And that's what he makes his living on. But that, too, is wearing thin with even his supporters.
Yeah. No, I mean, he went off the rails so many years ago when he decided that entertaining his audience was not the priority and trying to become some kind of a social commentator of his time. Yeah. And he's just a little mealy-mouthed weasel. And the only person who exceeds him in revolting commentary is Keith Olbermann. You may have seen that he had
There's no human being worse than him.
He had to delete a number of things that he posted that were just reprehensible and actually quite openly threatening.
I never could understand he'd keep getting another gig doing news or sports.
I think his only gig now is just some podcast that nobody watches.
But he's the most hateful person to ever walk the face of this earth.
Yeah.
Nothing is up to his standard except his smugness.
Well, they all came down with this Trump derangement syndrome, and it just sent them all completely to the loony farm. David Letterman, Keith Olbermann, Jimmy Kimmel, to a lesser degree, Jimmy Fallon,
Brett Colbert.
Stephen Colbert.
Stephen Colbert.
Stephen Colbert. Definitely him. John, what's his name from the comedy channel?
Oh, I forget. Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart, another one. The entire cast and production team of Saturday Night Live. They just all went radioactive, and now they're paying the price. And I am enjoying it.
Well, Jimmy also faked his feelings last night when he talked about Erica Kirk's graceful act of forgiveness.
Over the weekend, a very beautiful moment. I don't know if you saw this. On Sunday, Erica Kirk forgave the man who shot her husband. She forgave him. That is an example we should follow. If you believe in the teachings of Jesus, as I do, there it was. That's it. A selfless act of grace, forgiveness from a grieving widow. It touched me deeply.
Boy, he can call up the tears on cue, can he?
Was he using a squeegee up there to get the
I
tears
don't
off
know,
of him?
but don't believe that fake sympathy crap from him.
Must have been a long rehearsal yesterday to refine.
Brought in a specialist to show him how to well up on cue.
To show how to have emotion. Yeah, exactly. And I know all of his buddies out in Hollywood will say, "Oh, you don't know the real Jimmy Kimmel. That was..."
Well, we've heard all 99.9% of everything else he said, and there was no compassion in it, and there's nothing but pure hate. That guy's got a long ways to go to get back any confidence from me.
I will say one thing. You got the impression that he kind of knows his audience, because he said something kind of odd about Erica Kirk. He said, "I don't know if you saw it over the weekend," as if it was some obscure, memorial service that happened, in a vacuum somewhere.
Well, if you watch MSNBC, you'd never know it. Or CNN.
That's true. That's true. In fact, if you watch MSNBC, you still think that Kamala Harris is a viable political candidate.
Yeah. And everything was Trump's fault. A teacher, meanwhile, an aide in South Carolina, has been arrested after using a poop spray inside of the school. 32-year-old Alexander Lewis has been charged with disturbing school and malicious injury to property after using a spray that plagued the campus for weeks. Here's one parent on how the stench affected her son.
My son, his asthma's been triggered multiple times because of this, and I've had him taken to the doctor 3 times.
Okay.
Did you say that it was called poop spray?
Yeah.
And what's it supposed to do?
Smell like poop.
And why would a teacher...
Stink up a room.
She probably does that well enough on her own, don't you think?
Yeah. She can go sit in her car and pull that pin all she wants. An AI artist named Zanaya Monet just signed a $3 million record deal. She's the creation of Talisha Jones, who writes lyrics but uses the AI platform Suno to turn them into produced songs. Here's part of How Was I Supposed to Know? It already has millions of streams on YouTube and Spotify.
'Cause daddy never gave me that love one-on-one, so I mistook lust for the real one. How was I supposed to know what love looked like when daddy never showed me what felt right? How was I supposed to set the bar when I ain't never seen no man fight
So no real singer, no real musicians, no real music writer. Based on the AI voice, it could be argued that Beyonce was a huge influence here. The lyrics seem to ramble. The song ends how this clip does, abruptly. A ballad doesn't have to drop off like that. And will people relate to an emotional song sung by a bot? Are these prima donna artists no longer needed? Perhaps not.
When my first man left before I learned to fight, now I raise my standards like prayers to the sky for the girl I was who needed to know why. I still stumble, but now I see the kind of love that was meant for me. And I'll teach my daughter what he couldn't show, so she'll know.
Okay.
So that was an AI voice.
Everything was AI on there.
And was the song composed by AI as well?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
Actually, no, a lady, Talisha Jones, wrote the lyrics.
Oh, wow.
But everything else was AI.
At least they had they allowed a little human creativity to be part of the process. Well, I guess that's kind of good news if you're tired of dealing with overpaid, arrogant vocalists that populate the earth.
Yeah. The thing that's hard to do with show business and the music world are all the egos that work their way in there, and just really big turnoff. If you ever, I was watching, I've been watching that Apple production of The Morning Show with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon.
Oh.
And it's about the television network industry.
Behind the scenes,
sort of, and all the egos involved. And
yeah.
If anybody thinks they got a little bit of power, boy, they want to strut it and play big shot.
Yeah.
And how they like to put down those that have the power by catching them doing something compromising. And I started watching it again last night. I just had to turn it off. I said, I cannot handle all those egos.
Yeah.
It just is thicker than gravy. And they can have it. Because you know what? It's pretty much like that in the entertainment world.
No,
we got a rule here at our station. You check your ego at the front door or don't come in. So there.
Is that why my hair and makeup person never shows up?
That's probably why.
Okay. No, I spent a number of years working tangentially inside the world of network television as a humble writer, and yes, I have witnessed the overwhelming egos that parade around the corridors of power in these networks, and it is something to behold. I tell you what.
Same thing happens in Congress, in the Senate. Those that have seniority think they're so important, life cannot exist without their idiotic statement like Ms. Crockett. Talk about one who speaks from true ignorance. Because
you mean Texas Congresswoman Jazzy Crockett?
Yeah.
Huh.
And Rashida Tlaib
of Michigan. She is
there's another Palestinian nut job.
Well, she's a steaming pile of excrement on top of it. But they elect these people. That's why I always say the people that we really ought to be questioning are the ones who vote for these complete empty vessels. It's remarkable.
And this lady's video went viral because she wonders if there's something going on now with grocery bags.
I just went to Trader Joe's. I remembered to bring my reusable bags, and the lady who was ringing up all my groceries reached for the bag and she was like, "Oh, these are just the best bags." And I was like, "Yeah, I love them so much." And she was like, "Yeah, and they wash so well too." Sorry, what? They wash well? Are we washing grocery bags now? Am I disgusting? What happened in her grocery bags? Why is she feeling the need to put them through the wash?
Well, it seems like everything you buy in the grocery store is wrapped in something.
Except for
So it
produce.
shouldn't-
Most produce.
Well, you
is-
bag that.
Yeah, that's true. Once you
They
select
have bags
it,
right there for you to wrap it up.
I don't always put it something. If I buy an onion, I don't necessarily put it in a plastic bag.
Well, you're spreading E. coli. Shame on you.
Well, wait a minute. I thought I was saving the planet by not using a plastic bag.
Well, one of the primary reasons you wash your bag is the prevalence of E. coli bacteria. On one trip to the store, you may have some meat that leaks into the bag. The next time, you may bring home fresh vegetables that gets cross-contaminated with bacteria from the meat. This could result in you or your family getting very ill.
Sick.
E-Cloth recommends washing your bags after every use if you carry meat. Well, wrap the meat.
No, I get what you're saying. You're talking about these annoying people who bring their own shopping bag to save the planet so that they don't use the plastic. And then they inadvertently cause a plague to spread across the land. What figures?
Well, let's check in with the Eunuch boys and see if they came up with anything remotely funny from last night.
Officials recently discovered a skull and human bones in a traveler's luggage at a Florida airport. But since it's Florida, they just made him check it.
Some TV news is the season premiere of The Golden Bachelor. Yes. The Golden Bachelor. In this season, the women fall in love with the limo driver because he can still drive at night.
Krispy Kreme recently released a collection of Harry Potter-themed donuts, which includes flavors inspired by each Hogwarts house. And just like the books, the donuts are meant for children, but will be enjoyed mostly by adults.
Oh, man, that's just a knee slapper there, isn't it?
I noticed that none of those comedians were weeping like James Kimmel. Didn't they get the memo? Last night was Kleenex night on stage? I guess not.
I guess.
You know, going back to the plastic bags, I traveled recently through a couple of airports, and the new thing now in these, what we used to call newsstands, but, the convenience stores in the airports where you buy your bottled water and your magazines and your trashy novels and everything. If you choose to use a plastic bag, they charge you for it. You have to select how many plastic bags you're.
Where is this?
In the airport convenience stores, the
Oh.
Hudson News. So I'm buying like a newspaper because I'm the last guy on earth that buys newspapers in the airport, and I didn't need a bag, so I managed to elude that consequence. But how ridiculous!
How much they charge for a
I
bag?
nominal, like 50 cents or something.
Gracious.
But they do it. I remember being up in Northern Virginia a couple of years ago in a grocery store, and same thing. You had to pay for your bags. So I guess they didn't want you to buy too much. I don't know. Totally illogical.
Well, they might come in handy in the right place if you're with someone and you need a bag.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, people are going to pay. Just like the rant that I imposed on our listeners this morning at the top of the show. This idea that now you have to pay if you want to use a paper cup, and if you want to use a reusable container, that's good, but you better return it or they're going to fine you for it. So either way, they got their hand in your pocket, and it's just outrageous.
Well, happy Punctuation Day. Here's a tune to celebrate. It's not punk rock. It's punctuation rock.
Exclamation points, they shout with cheer. Question marks ask what's happening here. Commas take a pause, periods they stop. Without punctuation, you set it to a flow. jungle and a Texan buffet. So mind your marks when you type today. Use your dots and squiggles, or else we're lost in your text.
By the way, proper easy for me to say. Punctuation is important to make sure you're reading things correctly.
No kidding.
Here's one of our office staff who sometimes seems unclear on using it correctly.
Today is National Punctuation Day. Here are some examples. Wahlberg is an exclamation mark. Boy George, comma. Chameleon is my favorite song. And finally, I'm having my period. Happy National Punctuation Day.
Okay. Well, we've now told you all of the headline news, but we have to ask, what about the not headline news?
This is not headline news. A man in China got his head stuck in a traffic light after crashing into it. Rescuers proceeded with caution and stop and go. NASA unveiled the 10 newest members of its astronaut corps. And no, Katy Perry was not one of them. Fox is rebooting Baywatch. Or should I say Fox is reboobing Baywatch? We'll see. And the Rolling Stones are working on a new album. It'll drop next year, as long as the Stones don't drop before that. This is not headline news.
Well, a Guinness World Record was broken in New Jersey when 2,358 people all played catch together. I know you missed that internet stream, didn't you? Here's Guinness World Record adjudicator Michael Emprick talking about the record-breaking effort.
This was an official Guinness World Records attempt for most people playing catch. The mark to beat was 972, and today they ended up with 1,172 participants, which is a new Guinness World Records title.
Oh, boy. Luckily, we didn't miss it all.
What item? What were they playing catch with? Like a big fish or a?
I guess you could play catch with anything.
Well, you can. It would be
baseball,
yeah,
softball, wiffle ball.
Sure, but you up the degree of difficulty if it's
the experience was not to have the most catches; it was the most people participating. So it didn't matter whether you had one catch or 50,000.
Right. Like how many can you fit into a VW bus?
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. Yeah.
A sushi chef in Canada. I'm gonna skip that one.
Did you say sushi?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't think I've ever heard you utter that word before.
It looks like Toys R Us is planning to reopen several flagship stores and 20 holiday shops by the end of the year. Toys R Us went bankrupt, if you will remember, back in 2017 and was liquidated and sold. But we have their classic jingle to help you with this story.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got the best for so much less. You really flip your lid. From bikes to trains to video games, it's the biggest toy store there is. Gee whiz! I don't want to grow up, 'cause baby, if I did, I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid. More games, more toys. Oh boy, I want to be a Toys R Us kid.
Boom.
Yeah, back when kids were normal and they played outside and drank grape soda and ate Pop-Tarts. Yeah.
Yeah, you always wondered why Toys R Us died on the vine.
Amazon, perhaps?
Well, I'm sure that dug into it pretty heavily.
Walmart?
Yeah, people would go to Toys R Us to inspect the toys and then rush home and buy it off of Amazon for their kids. Which doesn't seem fair that the brick and mortar stores are at a disadvantage to begin with. In fact, they're just an extension of the Amazon store, which is online.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
where you can shop the deals and get free shipping and
Yeah.
all that good stuff. Yeah, exactly.
the only advantage is that if you go into a Toys R Us, you can buy it and get it right then.
Right.
There's no 2-day wait.
Yeah. There's nothing like a real toy shop. There are very few of them left. I think we have one in Southern Pines.
Yeah, down on Main Street.
Yeah.
Refurbished.
Broad Street, yeah.
All right, 8 o'clock. We'll see you after the news.
We are tracking our next cold front that this afternoon is in the mid-Mississippi Valley. For us, it'll be over us for Thursday night and into Friday. With that, this threat for some strong to maybe even severe storms. It's hot today. It's a little bit more humid. I think you'll notice the difference. Upper 80s to low 90s for the highs. An isolated evening storm tonight with mid-60s to low 70s. A chance for storms for your Thursday. It's a level 1 risk for severe weather. Damaging wind gusts can't be ruled out with upper 80s to low 90s for the highs. I'm Mike Mays in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. President Trump and congressional Democrat leaders are at odds again. This time it has to do with the president calling off a meeting with the Dems to talk about averting a partial government shutdown at month's end.
Accusing Democrats of holding the government hostage over radical demands, the president wrote on X that he was canceling a planned sit-down with the House and Senate minority leaders this week. He wrote that Democrats in Congress seem to have totally lost their way and that, quote, they obviously have no idea what it means to put America first or to make America great again. House Democrat leader Hakeem Jeffries blasted back, Trump always chickens out. Senate Minority Leader Schumer accusing Trump of, in his words, running away from the negotiating table. Bob Agnew reporting.
President Trump says he now sees a future in which Ukraine has won back every square inch of its territory seized by the Russians.
In a reversal, the president said he believes Ukraine can regain control of the territory Russia has taken since its invasion. He posted the comment soon after meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly. Earlier, he criticized Russia for continuing the fight.
It's not making Russia look good. It's making them look bad.
The president had previously said that both Ukraine and Russia would have to give up land to end the war. Greg Clugston, Washington.
In a scathing speech to the UN General Assembly, Mr. Trump accuses the world body of encouraging and funding mass migration that the president says is ruining Western countries. Saying he did not and would not make light of the death of Charlie Kirk, Jimmy Kimmel returned to the air last night on ABC. However, a large group of TV stations refuses to air the program. Kimmel was briefly suspended after making some controversial remarks about Charlie Kirk's accused assassin. On Wall Street, the Dow futures 22 points higher. NASDAQ futures up 57 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
This is Dennis Prager for AmFed Coin and Bullion. There's something about the feel of a gold coin in your hand and the way the light reflects off its intricate details that has always captivated me. Nick Grovich, AmFed's owner, turned that same passion into his livelihood. Nick began collecting coins as a teen, and that interest grew into a nationally respected business offering only the finest quality coins at the most competitive prices. But the truth is that although Nick is a rare coin dealer, he doesn't believe in rare coins. Rare coins do not make sound investments, but they do make dealers a lot of money. See, that's part of what I respect about him. AmFed specializes in buying non-performing numismatic coins and turning them into gold or silver investments that provide liquidity and perform competitively against the market. Whether you're buying or selling, call 800-221-7694. That's 800-221-7694. AmericanFederal.com.
A powerful storm pummels the Asia-Pacific region.
Super Typhoon Rogasa left a trail of destruction in Taiwan and the Philippines and is battering parts of Hong Kong and China. In Taiwan, firefighters form a human chain to assist residents crossing a flooded street. In Hualien, a local resident from his car says, the flood came rushing from the direction of the Matian Bridge like a tsunami. Luckily, I evacuated early. If I had been 20 minutes later, I wouldn't have made it back. While in Macau's Calzada de Botelho district, local residents affected by the rising water level trudge through the water. China's National Weather Agency forecast the severe typhoon would make landfall on Wednesday evening. Nearly 1.9 million people have already been relocated from Guangdong province, the southern Chinese economic powerhouse. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
News and analysis at townhall.com. If you've bought any shrimp at a Kroger store recently, this one's for you. We have word of a shrimp recall.
It's because of ongoing concerns about potential radioactive contamination. Aquastar Corporation of Seattle recalled nearly 157,000 additional pounds of shrimp because of possible contamination with cesium-137, a radioactive isotope. The new recall includes bags of Kroger Raw Colossal Easy Peel shrimp, bags of Kroger Mercado cooked medium peel tail-off shrimp, and bags of Aquastar peel tail-on shrimp skewers. The shrimp sold between June 12th and September 17th. John Scott reporting.
China will no longer seek the special treatment given to developing countries in the World Trade Organization's change long demanded by the U.S. Chinese officials say the move is a bid to boost the global trading system. More on these stories at townhall.com.
We're proud to be working with our local businesses for the greatest comeback of all time.
Come together.
With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
7 days a week, we're on the job. John Cole's Plumbing Professionals. Fast, friendly, quality service. You know we can do it all. Don't just call a plumber. Call a professional. John Cole's Plumbing Professionals.
At Aloha Safari Park, you can experience the thrill of the savannah from the comfort of your own vehicle. Cruise through their drive-through park and encounter majestic animals like zebras, water buffaloes, bears, wolves, and more. And don't forget to come inside once your ride is over to explore all the other animals Aloha Safari Park has. Plus, get your chance to feed the animals like giraffes. Open Wednesday through Monday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Let your wild adventure begin at Aloha Safari Park, 159 Minnie Lane in Cameron.
Did you know that hurricanes can release the energy equivalent of 10,000 nuclear bombs? That's quite a storm. When nature shows its power, you can rely on the power of Carolina Power and Generators to keep your home safe and comfortable. Their reliable generators are designed to withstand the fiercest of storms, ensuring that you never miss a beat. With automatic start and seamless power transition, you can keep your lights on, your fridge running, and your family secure. With 0% financing options available and $1,000 off your generator installation, there's never been a better time to secure your dependable power. And now Carolina Power and Generators is excited to announce that they've joined forces with Carolina Air, your hometown heroes. Together, they're uniting comfort and energy to bring you even more reliable solutions. Be prepared for hurricane season with Carolina Power and Generators, where reliability meets peace of mind. Visit them online at generacnc.com or call 910-241-4677 today. Because when storms come knocking, Carolina Power and Generators has your back.
At Clark Chevrolet Cadillac in Pinehurst, our family-owned dealership has just proudly celebrated 54 years of serving the Sandhills community, and we're not just another dealership. We're your neighbors, dedicated to finding you the perfect vehicle at the perfect price, and we never charge a dock fee. Right now through September 30th, current owners or lessees of an eligible competitive luxury brand vehicle receive $2,000 off the lease of a new Cadillac Optic, Lyric, or Vistic. Plus, eligible Costco members can receive up to an additional $1,250 in savings. But hurry, the federal EV tax credit of up to $7,500 ends September 30th, so find Clark Chevrolet Cadillac nestled in the heart of Pinehurst at 35 Dundee Road in Pinehurst, or visit clarkchevroletcadillac.com. Price plus tax and tag not available with some other offers. Must lease through GM Financial. Not all will qualify. Must present Costco authorization number. See dealer for complete details.
On the line with me right now is Mike Hess. Mike, you had some pain that you wanted to get rid of. Tell us about that.
About 8 weeks ago, I hurt my back pulling some posts out of the ground. Within a few days after that, I had sciatic nerve going down my leg all the way into my foot. I could not walk. I couldn't even use crutches. It hurt so bad. Bad thing about it, I was out of town for a week. I came back in town. My first appointment was with Dr. Wright. She treated me with what she calls ultra-shock wave therapy. I got treated once a week for 4 weeks. My pain level threshold right now, it's been 7 weeks total, and I am probably 99% pain-free. I feel great. I'm able to walk, able to work.
Are you happy you did it?
Absolutely.
Say goodbye to pain.
Visit Pinecone Medical Center at 30 Parker Lane in Pinehurst,
or call them at
910-420-1911 or on the web at pineconemedicalcenter.com.
From the WEEB Community Calendar. On Christmas Day 2023, CW4 Garrett Illerbrun, an AH-64 Apache pilot, was critically injured in Iraq, suffering a traumatic brain injury that marked the beginning of a long and challenging recovery for both him and his family. Nearly 2 years of intensive recovery later, Garrett is finally returning to Pinehurst. Although his journey to full recovery is far from complete, Garrett's friends and family invite the community to join them in celebrating this significant milestone at his military retirement ceremony and recovery celebration. The event will take place on October 5th at 4 p.m. at the Harness Track in Pinehurst. The Sandhills Patriot Guard will escort Garrett to the ceremony. Witness his ceremonial last flight, retirement honors, and a performance of the national anthem by Pinecrest High School's Chamber Choir. This free public event is your chance to show your support and gratitude as Garrett and his family begin a new chapter of their recovery journey. Donations are welcome and will benefit Garrett's ongoing medical care, the Elizabeth Dole Foundation, and the Semper Fi Fund.
Is your land lost under a jungle of brush and overgrowth? Call the pros at Tar Heel Brush Mulching. With over 20 years of experience in land management, we turn wild, unusable land into clean, manageable space fast, affordable, and done right the first time. Whether it's for farming, hunting, or just reclaiming land, our high-powered mulchers and brush cutters chew through the roughest terrain. Trust the team that knows land management and has the gear to master it. For a free estimate, call veteran-owned Tar Heel Brush Mulching at 910-638-8318.
NCI News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. World leaders are meeting at the UN General Assembly in New York to discuss the world's most pressing problems. During President Trump's remarks on Tuesday, he talked about climate change.
It's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world, in my opinion.
During his first monologue back on the air, Jimmy Kimmel last night said he took freedom of speech for granted until CBS canceled The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
This show is not important. What is important is that we get to live in a country that allows us to have a show like this.
In the wake of the Charlie Kirk killing, state House members overwhelmingly approved a bill to address political violence. Republican Representative Brendan Jones says this is not about civil debate.
This is where we decide if we're going to defend the right to speak or surrender it to fear. This is where we choose whether the courtroom protects democracy or whether the streets get to decide who is allowed to talk. Now, if you vote no, you're telling the radicals out there that violence works.
State lawmakers left the Capitol Tuesday without striking a deal that would prevent cuts to Medicaid reimbursement rates, which health experts say could happen as soon as next week. North Carolina U.S. Senator Ted Budd chaired a Senate field hearing this week in Hendersonville to examine how the Small Business Administration handled disaster aid and to hear directly from business owners still struggling to recover. Budd told WLOS in Asheville the immediate response by the government was a disaster.
We can do a lot better, and so that's why we provide oversight to make sure this doesn't happen again.
While Hurricane Gabrielle moves away from the United States, two more waves developing behind it have high odds of developing within the next week. National Weather Service meteorologist Mike Strickler is in Raleigh and tells NCI News.
They will be approaching the southeastern United States coast over the next several days, but there's still a lot of uncertainty.
You're listening to NCI News.
Turning 65 soon? Navigating Medicare can be overwhelming and confusing, but you're not alone. The NC Department of Insurance SHIP program can help. SHIP counselors can help you understand Medicare benefits to make your best choices. Visit ncship.com or call toll-free at 855-408-1212. SHIP provides free, unbiased help in all 100 counties.
Project supported by grants from the Administration for Community Living. Contents do not necessarily represent official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL, HHS, or the U.S. government.
Now, all across North Carolina, it's Carolina Newsmakers. Each week, leaders from politics, education, business, and the arts join Don Curtis to share insights and ideas shaping our state. Listen on radio stations throughout North Carolina and on demand at carolinanewsmakers.com. Carolina Newsmakers is presented in part by the North Carolina Academy of Family Physicians, advancing family medicine in North Carolina since 1947.
Vice President J.D. Vance is expected to visit the Charlotte area today with the city at the center of a renewed debate about public safety. Vance is planning to speak in Concord today. The Vice President is expected to center his talk on public safety and provisions of the wide-ranging Republican-backed budget bill. A man accused of trying to assassinate President Trump last year at a Florida golf course learns his fate. CBS's Matt Piper has that.
The jury of 5 men and 7 women found Ryan Ruth guilty of an assassination attempt against then presidential candidate Donald Trump. He was found guilty of all 5 charges he faced. Ruth tried to stab himself in the neck after the verdict. Prosecutors said the 59-year-old spent weeks plotting to kill Trump before aiming a rifle at him on September 15th of last year. A Secret Service agent spotted him first. Ruth represented himself at trial, claiming he never intended to kill anyone. Matt Piper, CBS News.
An Amtrak train collision that left a pedestrian dead closed 2 Durham intersections Tuesday evening. Durham police say that the deadly accident happened shortly after 5:30 p.m. near the 9th Street and Pettigrew Street areas. The astronauts of NASA's Artemis II test flight will meet with reporters about their upcoming mission. CBS News space consultant Bill Harwood reports.
NASA says its Artemis II mission, which will carry astronauts around the moon and back for the first time in more than 50 years, is on track for launch as early as next February. The 3-man, 1-woman crew won't land on the moon. They won't even go into lunar orbit. Instead, they'll put their Orion crew capsule through its paces before flying past the moon and then looping back around to Earth for a splashdown in the Pacific Ocean. The flight is seen as a major stepping stone to a planned mission to land astronauts on the moon before the end of the decade, assuming SpaceX can perfect its Starship lunar lander in time.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
We have 2 more days of big heat before it begins to cool off with a good chance for showers and storms. It's a cold front that's heading our way that will kick off the chance starting more likely on Thursday. Partly cloudy this afternoon, a little bit more humid. An isolated storm can't be ruled out with upper 80s to low 90s. Maybe an isolated evening storm tonight with mid 60s to low 70s. A chance for showers and storms for the day Thursday. There's a slight risk for severe weather as well with a high in the upper 80s to low 90s. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sand Hills area, we're already up to 70 degrees under sunshine. Humidity 98%, dew point 70, winds calm, and pressure's 3009. It is 8:16. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Wednesday hump day. A Moore County man was arrested Tuesday after deputies say a search in the West End area turned up suspected cocaine and drug paraphernalia. Detectives executed a warrant Tuesday in the 600 block of NC Highway 73. The search led to the arrest of Kevin Alston, 59, of West End. Alston is facing charges of felony possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. He was booked into the Moore County Detention Center on a 48-hour hold without bond. He is scheduled to appear in Moore County District Court on October 9th. And when it comes to coaching, Randy Ballard is already a champion in the eyes of his fighters. Now his dedication has been recognized on a world stage. Ballard was recently named one of the top 3 finalists for the Rock Steady Boxing Coach of the Year award, an honor that highlights his extraordinary commitment to helping people with Parkinson's disease live stronger and more confident lives. Ballard's nomination drew heartfelt testimonials from fighters and their families, many of whom described him as a #1 coach. Rocksteady Boxing is a unique program designed specifically for people with Parkinson's disease. Classes combine boxing drills with strength, balance, and agility and coordination training. Research shows that exercising can slow the progression of Parkinson's symptoms, and RSB offers both physical and emotional benefits. That's your latest Sand Hills news this morning from the Sand Hills Sentinel. And, of course, you can always go to thesandhillsentinel.com for more information. It is 8:18. Sports is next, right here on WEEB.
Stay in the game with the Clark Chevrolet Cadillac Sports Report. Family owned and operated for over half a century, they do it all. Sales, service, parts, collision repair, and they never charge a dock fee. Nestled in the heart of Pinehurst, Clark Chevrolet Cadillac, fueling your passion for sports.
NCN Sports, I'm Tony Bixby. Major League Baseball's competition committee has approved the automated strike zone challenge system. The committee, consisting of 6 owners, 4 players, and 1 umpire, approved the change for 2026. Mike Exia is a baseball writer for CBS Sports.
It doesn't change a whole lot. It's just a challenge system. They're not going full automated strike zone. So the way it works is each team gets 2 challenges per game, and a human umpire still calls balls and strikes. And if there's a pitch somebody doesn't like, they tap their head. That's the signal for a challenge, and the challenge goes to the automated strike zone. So if the human umpire says it's a strike, the computer says it's a ball, the call gets changed.
The surging Seattle Mariners have clinched a spot in postseason. Manager Dan Wilson.
You know, these guys have fought all season long. We've seen it every night. And, you know, tonight I think was so fitting to have this kind of a ball game. Nails coming up huge there with the bases loaded to pick up the 3 runs that we needed. And that's the fight we've seen all season long. And it's going to be a fun stretch here because there's a lot of fight left in them.
Michael Harris homered twice. Thurston Waldrop pitched 6 innings of 1-hit ball, and the Atlanta Braves beat the Washington Nationals 3-2, their 10th straight victory. Former Durham Bulls manager Buddy Bailey, the 3rd winningest manager in minor league baseball history, has died. He was 68 years old. In a video produced by the Myrtle Beach Pelicans last year, he talked about the fact that he was perceived as an old-school manager.
Somebody in their career has expected and demanded a lot of them, and when they get to the big leagues, they don't even realize it, but gosh, they're taking it on themselves now.
Kara Lawson, the Duke women's coach, is now the USA national women's coach.
What a powerful group to join. That's why the emotion is bubbling up inside of me. It's an amazing, powerful group.
Introduced yesterday in Durham. You're listening to NCN Sports.
For North Carolina high school seniors, the countdown to college is on. And at CFNC, we've got all the resources and information needed to get you on campus next year. Take College Application Week, for example. Did you know you can apply for free at many North Carolina colleges from October 20th through October 26th? Sure can. Don't miss the opportunity to save some money applying to college. And for more help, visit cfnc.org/C2C.
The North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services is looking for people aged 21 or older to volunteer in long-term care facilities. Community Advisory Committee volunteers help residents and their families advocate for the needs of individuals living in long-term care facilities, such as nursing homes, assisted living facilities, and family care homes. Volunteers must complete orientation and training to become designated and certified representatives of the Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program. Visit ncdhhs.gov/contact-NC to find your county's ombudsman.
Following its win over NC State, Duke facing Syracuse at the JMA Wireless Dome on Saturday. The Orange will be without their injured starting quarterback. Ricky Collins will get the start. Duke coach Manny Diaz says the Orange will adapt.
We don't expect there to be any sense of drop-off no matter who they have a quarterback, because everyone would have thought they would have dropped off when Cal McCord left the program. And like I said, they dropped 3 spots in the national rankings, so they know what they're doing throwing the football.
Atlanta Braves winning their 10th straight last night with a 3-2 win over the Washington Nationals. Orioles beat the Tampa Bay Rays 6-0. Cleveland Indians have pulled even with the Detroit Tigers in that tight American League Central race. The Guardians winning last night 5-2. Red Sox beat the Blue Jays 4-1. Athletics over Houston by a 5-1 margin. Cardinals beat the Giants 9-8. Tony Bixby, NCN Sports.
Sometimes you just want to say,
life moves pretty fast. Now I need a new sidekick.
Here's some advice for you, friend. Don't press your luck.
97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB. We've got you by the ears.
Power outages don't have to put your life on hold. At GenPro, we specialize exclusively in installing and maintaining Generac home standby generators, nothing else. Our skilled team will assess your needs to find the right size generator, handle a seamless installation, and provide ongoing maintenance so you have reliable power when the lights go out. Trust GenPro for professional, dedicated Generac generator solutions. Contact GenPro today at 910-986-2959. That's 910-986-2959 and experience true peace of mind.
Does the outside of your home need a refresh?
Imagine relaxing in a custom-built screened-in porch or patio, enjoying the fresh air without the hassle of bugs or the elements. At Carolina Siding Company, we don't just upgrade your home, we enhance your lifestyle. Whether you need new energy-efficient windows, durable siding, or a beautiful screened-in retreat, our expert team brings quality, craftsmanship, and over 25 years of construction experience to every project. Get your free, no-obligation estimate by contacting Carolina Siding at 910-294-8644 or visit carolinasidingcompany.com.
Did you know that hurricanes can release the energy equivalent of 10,000 nuclear bombs? That's quite a storm. When nature shows its power, you can rely on the power of Carolina Power and Generators to keep your home safe and comfortable. Their reliable generators are designed to withstand the fiercest of storms, ensuring that you never miss a beat. With automatic start and seamless power transition, you can keep your lights on, your fridge running, and your family secure. With 0% financing options available and $1,000 off your generator installation, there's never been a better time to secure your dependable power. And now Carolina Power and Generators is excited to announce that they've joined forces with Carolina Air, your hometown heroes. Together, they're uniting comfort and energy to bring you even more reliable solutions. Be prepared for hurricane season with Carolina Power and Generators, where reliability meets peace of mind. Visit them online at generacnc.com or call 910-241-4677 today, because when storms come knocking, Carolina Power and Generators has your back. If you're in the market for a new car, there are a lot of reasons to make the short drive to Cooper Ford in Carthage, but it really comes down to just two: exceptional customer service and the lowest prices guaranteed. Cooper Ford is proud to be the only locally owned Ford dealership in Moore County, and they're also proud to announce that once again they've won the coveted Ford President's Award for an unprecedented 5th year in a row. Online at cooperford.net. The locally owned, award-winning Cooper Ford in Carthage. Always working hard to be your hometown dealer.
Give your desk and your back an upgrade. Turn any old workstation into a sit and stand workstation with an Alera raised desktop from Sandhills Office Supply. With easy access levers for simple adjustments, this space-saving design is affordable too. Experience the benefits of an Alera lifting workstation with a demo at Sandhills Office Supply on US 1 in Southern Pines next to Smithfield's Barbecue.
With me now is retired Air Force Colonel Andy Orander. Of course, Andy, you've had some recent pain. Tell us about that, as well as what you decided to do about it.
Yeah, I had some issues with my L5 and S1 joint, walking around like Walter Brennan, in a lot of pain. And I went to a chiropractor. It was Dr. Wright at Pinecone, and she did this thing called Pressure Wave, and I highly recommend that to everybody.
Was it easier than you thought, or was it a painful experience?
It was non-painful, non-invasive. It's something I never really knew about.
And did it work, and would you gladly recommend it?
Absolutely, 100% it worked. I'd never heard of it before, and I recommend it to everybody I meet who have any kind of pain, arthritis.
If you're suffering from pain, why not schedule a free, no-obligation appointment with Dr. Sharon Wright at Pinecone Medical Center? Call 910-420-1911 or visit on the web at pineconemedicalcenter.com.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ray Daly, and I'm excited to share that I'm running for North Carolina State Senate District 21 to represent both Moore and Cumberland County. I've called Moore County my home for close to 30 years, and as a custom home builder, I've seen firsthand how poor planning and outside special interests can threaten the character of our towns. My campaign is